Sequels. Either a wonderful continuation of a great story or a cash grab failure. Hello everybody and welcome to Adriel Talks, the segment where I give my opinion on a certain subject and you get angry at the comments, if you can. It's currently raining for some reason and always, when I'm doing a video, it's always raining. Anyway, welcome. Today we're talking about sequels, and if you see me looking at a certain corner, it's because I'm looking at the screen that is currently capturing my image in God I love you. Now today we're going to talk about sequels, either in cinema or in TV series, YouTube series maybe, I don't know. Sequels are a great part of what makes sometimes a great universe or a great franchise great. Movies like Prince Caspian, Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, one of my favorite action-packed movies of all time. It's a really good sequel that enhances the universe it's in. Of course, it's not as this one is more human-centric, and it's not. It doesn't have that kind of magic that the first one had, because the first Narnia, masterpiece. I loved it, I still love it, and it's one of the greatest pieces of cinema I have ever seen. It was basically one of the first live-action movies I saw as a kid. So yeah, Prince Caspian, one of my favorite movies. They can enhance the universe, and this one is expected because it's from a book series. So it's more common than to have a sequel from a book series that is pretty long, such as the Chronicles of Narnia. Now, universes that actually didn't give indications of sequels, like Kung Fu Panda 2. The universe of Kung Fu Panda, the first movie was cool. It was one of my childhood memories, one of the best animated movies that I enjoyed as a kid, and it was a great movie. It didn't ask for a sequel, but they did a sequel anyways, and it was amazing. I would have to say that Kung Fu Panda 2 is much better than Kung Fu Panda 1 and 3. Okay? And it's very rare to find sequels that are actually good, that have some sort of the same feeling to the first movie, or sometimes enhance it. Many people talk about The Godfather 2, but I personally have never seen The Godfather 2, so I can't talk for myself, my experience, if I liked it or not. Another sequel that I really liked was the Rush Hour sequel. It's a trilogy, but the second movie was so hilarious. I really don't know if the first one or the second one are my favorite, because both movies make me laugh a lot. The third movie was kind of weak, but we'll talk about trilogies sometime later. Now, in cinema and TV series, sometimes they do sequels to expand the universe, like comic book movies. Comic book movies normally are expected to have a sequel or multiple sequels. And sometimes they are great movies. For example, Winter Soldier from Captain America. The second movie of Batman, I really liked it. I believe that's the one from the Joker, with the Joker. I can't really remember right now, but yeah, second movie of Batman, I really liked it. The second movie of Thor I liked it, but I've noticed that many people don't really like it for some reason. I don't know why. I really enjoyed the movie. The Iron Man movies were great. The second one was okay. I can't say I really liked it. It did give us War Machine, which was great, and also, but I actually prefer the third movie of Iron Man over the second one. Yeah, call me crazy, but I do. And honestly, sometimes movies get sequels for no reason. No build-up whatsoever. Such an example is Frozen 2. Like, seriously, I didn't like Frozen 1 at all. I hated the characters and how they were treated, because I first heard that it was inspired by the book The Ice Queen, and I was like so excited because we were gonna get an awesome villain who would be the main protagonist, maybe. But no, we got a musical, a watered down musical. I really didn't like it, and Olaf, I still hate him. But the second movie of Frozen, even though there was no need for a sequel, I enjoyed it. I went to the cinema and watched it. And quite frankly, I still am hooked on the song Into the Unknown, especially the Panic at the Disco version. That version is great. Now, sometimes movies build up for a sequel. Movies like Green Lantern, the 2012 version, I believe is the number. That one built up for Sinestro to be the villain of the second one, but sadly we didn't get one. I have to be honest, I like that movie. Yeah, I'm that kind of person that liked The Last Jedi. Yeah. Or The Rise of Skywalker was a complete mess, but The Last Jedi I actually enjoyed. So we're going to talk about sagas sometime later, but because we are not touching that subject. We're talking about sequels. Now, movies that have built sort of foreshadowing for a sequel, that is great, because if you build up your story and sometime in the middle or something in the end or even a post-credit scene, if you build up the sequel, it's great, it's awesome, because now you're expecting something. Although you have to be careful, because you can build up too much of sequel and then you don't deliver what people believe you would deliver. That's a problem sometimes happens with sequels. Sometimes sequels don't have the same feeling as the first movie because they were expecting too much. In cinema, in my personal opinion, I have my expectancy low so I can actually be surprised. For example, The Incredibles 2, I was worried that they were gonna ruin the story, and honestly, I liked the movie. I liked that there were so many other heroes that were in that universe. It was amazing, and they did great. Even though the villain was actually right. So now another movie that I really enjoyed that was building up for a sequel but didn't have one. Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole. I love this movie. The animation is beautiful, pristine, amazing. The story is great. But sadly, it doesn't have a sequel. And I'm like, dude, when are we getting a sequel to this movie? Come on. Freaking owls with armor fighting off evil owls. It's the best thing I could ever think of. Sometimes when you try to do stuff, the dogs always start barking. It's super annoying. Sometimes sequels are unnecessary and are cash grabs, as I call them. Many sequels that I don't enjoy are, well, I will mention them soon, but yeah, sequels sometimes are made for cash grabs, like Finding Dory. Nobody asked for that movie. Nobody. And there are great sequels, Kung Fu Panda 2 and Guardians 2. It was such a great time watching these movies. The gritty tone of Kung Fu Panda 2 was a welcome thing. But sadly, there's always the case with bad sequels. Sadly, there are movies that suffer from being sequels. A good example I can say is a sequel that I was disappointed with. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. The sequel was very underwhelming. I really didn't enjoy the movie. The first one was awesome. I really liked the first one. The second one, I don't know. I don't really enjoy that much this sequel. It doesn't have that same replayability that most sequels or movies have. For example, I can watch the Lord of the Rings collection multiple times each movie. Each movie has a certain value of replayability. For example, the second one, I really loved The Two Towers. The Battle of Helm's Deep was amazing. And the Battle of Pelennor Fields from the third one was... I still get goosebumps. But movies that its sequels are disappointing, well, Sherlock Holmes 2 and Hobbit Desolation of Smoke, among other sequels. Now, we don't talk about Shrek 2 because that one is a great piece of art. I really enjoy Shrek 2. But sadly, some sequels, I should say, not movies, because not all sequels are movies. Some sequels actually aren't that good. Looking at Boruto from the Son of Naruto. Geez, nobody would watch that series if it wasn't for Naruto being on the series. It's a damn shame. But continuations, some movies expand greatly the universe, and some others lead to failure. Like Revenge of the Fallen. That Transformers movie was a hell of a mess. You know the worst thing of... Yeah. That. Freaking dogs always screaming their lungs out. I'm trying to record a video here, people. Come on, what's wrong with them? At the end of the day, sequels sometimes are a great way of expanding the universe. Sometimes they fail, but sometimes they create something truly amazing. Not all sequels are created equal. And a big example of this is, let me just get the copy because I have it myself. The In the Name of the King trilogy. The first movie is one of my all-time favorites for live-action movies. The first one with Jason freaking Statham. This movie was part of my childhood. I loved this movie. But the sequel just felt so underwhelming. And the sequel at least was made with care. Even with their low budget, they still managed to do a decent movie. With Dolph Lundgren of all people. But the third one just was a complete mess. Like they didn't even care one bit. Ever since they started bringing people from the modern age into the past medieval time fantasy stuff, it all went to hell. Like all three movies are not even connected to the same universe. Like maybe 1 and 2 are connected, maybe, but they don't feel like it. The third one doesn't even happen on the same place. It happens on Bulgaria of all places. Come on! But after that emotional baggage outside, I think that if you give opportunity to a sequel, you will get something truly great, like Toy Story 2, or maybe Shrek 2, Captain America 2, Empire Strikes Back. It's technically a sequel, even though it's the 5th chapter of the saga. So yeah. But overall, sequels can be a great way to expand a universe if done properly. If not, you will get a big failure. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been ADG. I really enjoy talking about these kind of stuff. So next time I will talk about something else. Something that I really wanted to talk about that happens a lot in TV series. I'm talking about live action series, TV series, and movies. Because it's a theme that not many people really want to talk about it. They shy away from it. Only and some people are very vocal about it. You will not see it until the time I talk about it, because I have to prepare. But overall, thank you everyone for watching. This has been ADG, and I will see you on another video, maybe in another Adriel Talks, because I am planning on making a couple, because I have a lot to talk about. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you did. And if you did, thank you very much. This is ADG, signing out.